The New England Patriots have one of the most storied dynasties in NFL history, but it is filled with enough scandals to make TMZ blush. From Spygate to Deflategate, their dynasty had some questionable moments that make you wonder just how exactly Bill Belichick was able to tear apart teams' defenses so easily. Today on FootballLore, we wanted to explore a timeline of all Patriots scandals from the last few decades, and break them down for all of you guys to better understand and form your own opinion of whether this was coincidence or a part of the football Illuminati running everything from the shadows. If you like these types of videos, then be sure to press the like button. Now let's explore some scandal. The first brush with scandal came in 2001 when the Patriots were playing the divisional playoff round against the Raiders. The game was filled with snow and it was a brutal affair. The game was coming to an end with just 2 minutes left, and the Raiders had a 13-10 lead with the Patriots conducting a drive to potentially win. Tom Brady dropped back and had what appeared to be a fumble that the Raiders recovered. However, the referees decided to call this play an incomplete pass instead. This was technically the rules at the time, and I don't think the Patriots really could have known this was gonna happen. Still, Raiders fans declared the Patriots had cheated and this had really been a fumble. This caused enough of a scandal that the NFL decided to reevaluate their rulebook, and in 2013 the tuck rule was abolished to avoid a scandal like this in the future. It really did derail the trajectory of the Raiders, and in the decade that followed they haven't been able to recapture the same level of success they were having that season. The Patriots did go on to win the Super Bowl that year, and this was the start of their domination of the NFL that happened through the next 2 decades. Many people point back to this as the first lucky break the Patriots got from the referees during a crucial situation. After this, they did manage to calm down with their scandals for a small amount of time until 2007. In 2007, they found themselves on the wrong end of the Spygate scandal. Before week 1 in the 2007 season, Patriots video assistant Matt Estrella's camera and film were seized by NFL security. He had been recording a defensive practice for the Jets, and since he was a video assistant for the Patriots, he really had no reason to be recording their practice other than to give the Patriots some type of advantage in their matchup. When the NFL was investigating, they also found hand-drawn pictures of the Steelers' defensive signals at New England headquarters. This showed that this wasn't the first time they had used the cover of a video assistant to capture defensive signals and gain an advantage for Tom Brady and the offense. These notes also included further marks that specified it had been used in the 2001 AFC Championship game. The intern that had forgotten to shred these documents before the investigators arrived was reportedly scolded by Bill Belichick in the parking lot. The NFL had caught the Patriots red-handed, and many thought they would be handed a stiff punishment that fit recording a team's signals to use as a competitive advantage. The NFL did fine Bill the maximum fine allowed at the time of $50,000 and fined the Patriots $250,000 alongside stripping their first-round draft pick. That might seem like a fair punishment, but usually in situations like this, people are suspended for at least a few games in order to protect the competitive integrity of the game. This also was crazy because before the 2001 Super Bowl against the Rams, many people had accused the Patriots of filming their practice in order to get an advantage. The Boston Herald had even reacted to reports that they had filmed their walkthrough and said that the entire story was bogus. While no proof of this has been found, Spygate did confirm to some that this was common practice for the team at some point. In 2014, the team found themselves in yet another scandal when they were accused by former players of using false injury designations on their roster. Brandon Spikes said that when he was placed on the IR for a knee injury before the playoffs, that entire thing had been orchestrated by the team management to make sure he couldn't play in the playoffs. He said the decision had not been mutual, and he felt he would have been able to play given the opportunity. When he started to raise a ruckus with the management, he was told by the Patriots to either accept being placed on the IR or he would be released. This wasn't the only player that claimed this either, with Aqib Talib saying that they also misused his reported hip injury in 2013. He had actually been suffering from a quad injury, but said that that was how they do things, in reference to the Patriots using the IR to create fake reports. This would be important for other teams planning. If they thought there was a possibility of someone playing, they would plan accordingly. It also could be used in player negotiations. In situations like Brandon Spikes, he could potentially make millions less if he was coming off the IR instead of off of a playoff campaign. In 2014, they also were accused of using an illegal formation against the Ravens. In the divisional round of the playoffs, they disguised an eligible receiver as a tackle on the offensive line. 3 times this worked and actually caused a conversion of downs. The Ravens players thought it was a dirty trick, but technically nothing the Patriots did was against the rules. They had simply taken advantage of a way the rulebook was written to make the tackle an eligible receiver, and the referees had no way to stop it. This really upset John Harbaugh, but Tom Brady had a fair reply when he told them that they should have read the rulebook beforehand. This one is tricky because while people got mad, I really don't understand how it's the Patriots' fault for doing something that is legal within the rulebook. Spygate was really bad. Filming practices would lead to an unfair game, but this seems like something people hated just because they're the Patriots. I get it if Ravens fans were irritated, but this isn't the same as Spygate. After that NFL season, the league did change its rules to prevent anyone from not reporting to the referees before being an eligible receiver, which would have at least given the defense a chance to recognize the person lining up could potentially catch the ball. They also prevent receivers from lining up right on the offensive line, so that there had to be a defined gap between a receiver in the slot and the line. This did prevent the formation they used from being a problem in the future, but it wasn't illegal at the time. 2014 was also the year Deflategate began. In the AFC Championship game, they were accused of purposely deflating the balls to help with catching. Initially, a Colts player felt one of the Patriots' footballs and mentioned it was underinflated. He alerted his coaching staff, who passed the message onto the league, who started to investigate. The vice president of the NFL launched a 14-week investigation into the allegations, which culminated in a 243-page report that said it was more probable than not that the balls had purposely been left under deflated. They also said that there was a strong likelihood that Tom Brady was aware of the footballs and suspended him for 4 games. The Patriots were also fined $1 million and stripped of 2 draft picks. This launched a huge defense from the Patriots, who swore they hadn't done this on purpose, and they released their own statements to counter the investigation from the NFL. Brady actually went on to appeal his suspension, and it made it all the way to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, which ruled that the NFL suspension of Brady was valid and he would have to serve his punishment. Brady could have actually appealed yet again, but this would have meant that the Supreme Court would have been ruling in the matter of an NFL suspension. The last thing we need to spend this amount of taxpayer dollars on is the case of the NFL versus Brady. He accepted his 4-game suspension, but to this day, the Patriots deny that they did any of this on purpose. I personally think there had to have been at least some level of collusion just due to how many balls were deflated to a similar amount. There is no way people who have played football this much didn't notice something was off. This is really when people started to think of the Patriots as cheaters. Spygate had started murmurs, but getting caught again started to leave the impression they were winning off the back of dirty tricks. If they were caught twice, it would mean that there was the potential they had gotten away with it dozens of other times without actually getting caught. People already wanted to hate the Patriots due to how dominant they were in this era, and the conclusion of Deflategate gave their haters plenty of ammunition to fire with. In 2015, they had another issue when in a game against the Steelers coaching staff accused the Patriots of purposely sabotaging the headsets they used to make calls. The Patriots investigated and found out that the New England radio broadcast had accidentally been on a similar frequency that was drowning out the Steelers radio. This might seem like a simple explanation, but why would they not check if their frequency was clear before giving it to the opposing team? Their own headsets hadn't had a similar problem, just the visiting teams. It didn't help that 5 other teams had raised concerns about the Patriots messing with equipment at Gillette Stadium. Mike Tomlin himself raised concerns and irritations that this had been done deliberately, but at the end of the day, it was ruled a technical difficulty by the NFL, and there were no further official investigations into the matter. 6 teams having issues with their communication at the Patriots' home stadium is a bit odd, but it is possible there is a logical explanation we just haven't heard yet. In 2019, they found another loophole in the rulebook that really irritated their opponent. They realized that if they took a 4th down delay of game penalty and then declined it, they could keep the clock moving to burn over 1.5 minutes off the clock. They were winning against the Jets by 33 points, and I don't think anyone was upset that the game was ending faster, but it definitely was just another sign that they looked at the rules of the league as something to be bent to their will. Bill Belichick after the game even said that it wasn't against the rules, but agreed it's a loophole that probably should be closed. If anything, he said that he hoped the Patriots doing it would lead to the loopholes being closed entirely, so it couldn't be abused in a more important moment to the history of football. This one didn't cause a massive uproar, but I do think it was just another situation that showed their ability to know the rules better than any other team in the league. In 2019, they also had another incident involving a video camera. In December 2019, it was found that a Patriots staffer was in the press box at the Bengals-Browns game filming the sideline, reportedly focusing on their defensive signals. Patriots were playing the Bengals the next week, and the staffer really had no reason to be filming the sideline at a game his team wasn't playing in. The Patriots claimed that they had been there to film footage for their Do Your Job series, but they did admit they hadn't told the NFL or the Bengals they would be filming at the stadium. This raises an important question. If they really had no bad intentions, then why didn't they let the Bengals know they would have people there filming content? It's not like it's unusual for people to have content teams. Something about it being hidden from the league and the team just feels off. This led to the NFL opening an investigation in the incident, and Goodell even mentioned the Patriots' history of incidents like this would be factored into any of their findings. Eventually, the team was fined $1.1 million and stripped of their third-round pick in the 2021 draft. Their content team was also banned from shooting any games during the 2020 season. This was yet another time they had been caught red-handed, and while they claimed that there was no real reason they had been filming the Bengals, given their history, the NFL had to drop the hammer on them for even having another situation like this going on under their watch. That is the last really sizable cheating scandal the Patriots have had since both Brady and Belichick have left. I do think it's odd that you couldn't really do a video like this for many other franchises. While some have had scandals through the years, few have consistently been accused of cheating on a level the Patriots have. Some will say it's totally down to random chance and extra eyes to their domination. I think there are a few too many coincidences for it to be total happenstance, but honestly, we will never know the whole truth. They're gonna treat this like the secret to the JFK assassination. That is the tale of the Patriots cheating. If you enjoyed the video, you should press the like button and leave a comment down below about your favorite Patriots scandal. If you really like videos like this, then here on FootballLore, we post 2 videos a week similar to this one and are trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year and would love to have your support. Our last upload was one about the great Michael Vick and his life and legacy, so be sure to check it out. Thank you so much for watching this video.